Here's a quick glance at the Western New York Independent Living family of agencies since
our last annual dinner in Niagara Falls. That was a time of many recognitions. ILNC Director Sarah Alonzo of our volunteers, Tia Lewis of the Quality Service Award recipients, Director Mara Kelly of MHPC presented the Dr. John F. Keating Volunteer of the Year Award to Joanna Andajar, Tina Brown accorded the Employee of the Year Award to Inez Moe, Community Engagement Director Katie Trombley honored Northtown Automotive Companies with our Corporate Support Award. Independence Express Director Kathy Kalikia presented the Elaine G. Wells Community Support Award to Richard Cook, CPA, and Executive Director Doug Uziak thanked special guest speaker Joe Bravo of the Westchester Independent Living Center, Inc. with a Buffalo.
Among many on the November ballot who addressed citizens with disabilities at Buffalo's Meet the Candidates Day were Erie County Executive Mark Polenkars, Buffalo City Comptroller Mark Schroeder, Amherst Town Board member Deborah Bruchschuki.
to ILNC's version came Niagara Falls Mayor Paul Deister, Niagara Falls Councilman Ezra P. Scott Jr., and Niagara County Clerk Joseph Jastrzemski, among others.
Not to be left out, ILGR hosted Batavia City Council member Rosemary Christian, Genesee County legislators John Delio, and Mariana Clattenburg.
It was camaraderie aplenty for the staff at an all-you-can-eat ice cream social at the Gloria J. Parks Community Center.
MHPC welcomed adults in its program to its annual Thanksgiving dinner.
Todd Vowerk moderated ILNC's town hall meeting on bullying.
Woodshop students at the Stanley Falk School presented a coffee table and 2 end tables they had made for consumer Helen Dooling.
Mr. and Mrs. Santa and Happy the Elf visited the children of consumers in MHPC's enhancement program.
A bus full of Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and Batavia volunteers trekked to Albany to join the New York Association for Independent Living's annual Legislative Day and speak with legislators like State Senator Robert Ortt.
The University Heights Arts Association placed an Art Cove's self-serve kiosk filled with art supplies at ILGR.
On March Fridays, an ILGR staff member answered questions on accessible reading materials in Batavia's Richmond Memorial Library.
At ILNC's Breakfast with the Policymaker at Antonio's Banquet and Conference Center, Niagara Falls Mayor Paul Deister shared his views and was thanked by his hosts.
WNYIL had a literature table at the Lion Club's 20N Sub-District Conference.
MHPC's 8th annual Breakfast with the Policymaker at Templeton Landing featured Erie County Commissioner of Mental Health Michael Ranney.
ILGR held a Lunch in the Dark at the New York State School for the Blind to show how those with limited vision can live and work successfully.
WNYIL's Spring Fling at the Amherst Marriott featured a buffet dinner and dancing with DJ Eaton from Time's Up Sound.
ILGR's annual luncheon with the Policymaker at Tillman's Historical Village Inn featured Robert Ortt, the State Senate's Mental Health Subcommittee Chair. Then he kicked back with some of his close personal friends.
Over 600 attended Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown's 2nd annual Senior Citizen Lunch and Wellness Fair at Schiller Park Senior Citizen Center, including our Emily Rosier.
Once again, our big society fundraiser, the Night of Independence Gala, brought La Creme to Salvatore's Italian Gardens. Proceeds were to help Independence Express and the purchase of new vans. The MC was Laura Daniels of Mix 96. Tom Lorenz of Maine Mobility presented the Independent Citizens Award to Peter H. Fenn, the founder of the Buffalo Amputee Golf Classic, with music and dancing by jazz singer Janice Mitchell and her band. Some people sure had fun.
To provide a staff-building experience, our June 6th meeting was a mini-retreat at YMCA's Camp Keaton on the Lake Ontario shore. We had hearty meals and got to know others in our departments, and broke into teams to work with colleagues.
To reduce the jobless rate of recipients of mental health services, MHPC conducted a community job fair at the Buffalo office. Participants were encouraged to dress for success and bring resumes and cover letters.
ILNC saluted the anniversary of the U.S. Supreme Court's Olmstead decision with a Disability Pride Niagara Olmstead celebration addressed by Niagara Falls Mayor Paul Deister at Hyde Park.
Chanting, "Please don't sell out our access for ice cream," we protested ride-sharing company Ubers trying to use Dove bars to bribe their way into permission for upstate expansion without accommodating disabled riders.
Friends of ILNC gathered at Applebee's in Niagara Falls for its first Flapjack fundraiser.
Our own Julian Gumbola Kuner was at UB on the Green for the Unity in the Community and Care Fair Night.
WNYIL held a Disability Pride celebration and parade over 2 days in July. On Saturday at Buffalo Canal Side, this volunteer directed visitors to check out accessible sailing courtesy of Adaptive Water Sports, then to Delaware Park on Sunday for a 2-hour parade. MHPC had a contingent of marchers. ILNC turned out in full force, as did ILGR. Parade judges included the Buffalo Sabres Zemgus Girgensson and the mascot Sabretooth. Simultaneous to this, a day-long celebration in the park's green space, with free food, children's activities, lawn games, performance artists like Smiler the Mechanical Singer, a selfie tent where they took your picture and provided camouflage to avert disaster. Entertainment at the band shell included singer Mary Beth King, the band Buffalo City Limits, and the Sound of Serenity Karaoke.
On July 26th, which was the 26th anniversary of the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, ILGR celebrated by holding an ADA community picnic. Offering free food, fun, and games, it took place at Kiwanis Park in Batavia. Boy, ILGR is even bigger than we thought.
Housing Opportunities Made Equal honored a late victim of housing disability discrimination, the Reverend Henry Spady, by donating half of legal action settlement funds to the advocacy work of WNYIL.
Thanks to our faithful boat captains at Old Fort Niagara and Youngstown, anglers gathered for an early breakfast, followed by the 11th annual Bass Fishing Derby, featuring accessible poles that can accommodate wheelchairs. Then they reconvened for a barbecue at the Fin, Feather, and Fur Conservation Club in Lewiston.
Nicole and Diane came to the Buffalo Zoo for the Wildbout Wellness Health Fair.
All staff gathered at Krull Park in Alcott, with main dishes were catered by Brickyard Barbecue. The whole family came. We had to include the dogs because this was someone's favorite pitcher.
On behalf of WNYIL, Executive Director Doug Uziak accepted the Marty Smith Memorial Award from NIAPers for being a uniquely inspired and dedicated provider. Also, MHPC Director Maura Kelly addressed the conference.
MHPC invited the public to a kite festival celebrating mental health at Gretwick Riverside Park in North Tonawanda.
A third annual Taste of Independence food sampling extravaganza was held by ILGR at Batavia Country Club.
ILNC participated in National Voter Registration Day, signing up citizens in their parking lot.
WNYIL held its third biannual Summit on Aging and Independence, shaping health and wellness for the future.
Starting a new year of service, remember that our enthusiastic staff is always ready to find new ways to improve the quality of your life.